Hi friends! I'm so happy to see you here today. It is rainy and beautiful here in Idaho. The garden is coming along really well, and we are just enjoying our summer here in Idaho. Today we're going to be talking about cast iron and why I like to cook with it. So come along and I will show you. We're going to fry an egg and I'll give you some tips and tricks about how to make the most of your cast iron pans. So I want to share with you some of the reasons that I love cooking with cast iron. First and foremost are the health benefits. When we changed the way that we eat and started eating a whole foods diet and one where we really were trying to eat clean, then we realized that those Teflon pans that we were using that were so convenient also came with a lot of health risks. So that Teflon coating, they say, is safe up to 500 degrees as long as there are no scratches in the surface. So I don't know about you, but at my house, they quickly became very scratched. And so that was something that was a great concern. So I went back to what my mother and grandmother used to use for cooking, and that is a cast iron skillet. And I just couldn't be happier. The other benefit to cooking with cast iron is that it also imparts a small amount of iron into your food as you're cooking, as well as protecting you from those chemical coatings on your other pans. One of the most wonderful features about cast iron is the fact that it is a sustainable product. It's something that you can either have passed down from your grandparents or something that if you purchase, you'll be able to pass on down to your kids. And I know that we went through several of the Teflon coated aluminum pans very quickly, and it's something that just fills up the landfills and is money that you don't need to spend. Not only are the pans a sustainable product, but they are multifunctional. So you can start cooking something here on the stove top and move it into the oven, all in the same pan. It's great for braising a roast on the stove top and finishing in the oven. I also love to cook some sausage or some bacon or caramelize some onions in a skillet and then pour scrambled eggs over the top of that and finish that in the oven for an amazing egg bake. So cast iron as a material is a porous material. It is something that absorbs the oils and the flavors from what you're cooking, and then it imparts that into the foods that you are cooking later on down the line. So it's something that has just a richness and a depth of flavor when you cook in cast iron. And because of the fact that you can begin it here on the stove and you can finish in the oven, you can really deepen that flavor in a way that you wouldn't be able to with a stainless steel skillet or a Teflon skillet. And the way that the oil interacts with the pan, it creates this incredible non-stick coating. So you can see in this pan here, this is one that I've had for quite a while now, and it's got this real slick surface on here. That is something that happens over time as you use the pan. The oil bonds with the material and creates that incredible finish on it, which if you really treat it right, will treat you way better than any nonstick coating. You can get to where you can slip an egg right out of the pan. It's really quite incredible. It's really important to use a lot of high quality fats when cooking with cast iron because the pan is going to absorb some of the oil as well as your food. I like to use pasture raised animal fats or refined coconut oil or avocado oil. Make sure that whatever oil you choose can handle high heat. In contrast to cooking with a Teflon pan, for cast iron you're going to use metal and wooden utensils, and then you're going to want to scrape that across the pan as your food is cooking. That's going to develop that nonstick finish and will keep your food from sticking. Make sure when you are cooking with cast iron that you preheat your pan. Cast iron heats unevenly but retains its heat wonderfully. So use a high quality fat and heat it up before you put anything into the pan. Now remember that cast iron will rust if it's left with liquid sitting in it, so you want to wash it quickly and then dry it either with a paper towel or with the heat of the stove. We'll get into that more on an upcoming video. So if cast iron isn't something that you've considered before, I hope that you do now, for the health benefits, for the flavor, and just for the fact that you can get a $30 pan that you can pass down to your kids is kind of incredible. So let me hear from you. I would love to hear stories of what you remember from your growing up, stories of your grandma cooking with cast iron or your parents cooking with cast iron. And you know, you can share about your favorite pan that you have. Let me hear about what you love about cast iron, and we will catch you on the next video, which will be all about how to cook with cast iron. So that should be very exciting. We'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.